Okay, I guess first of all, I'd just like to know why did you decide to get the coaching?
Um, well, I'm in bronze, obviously, so that's not great. I've been playing I think I started like mid 2022. Um, and I really like Echo, and you're the
Mhm.
biggest Echo sort of one trick content creator I know that speaks English, and I
Yeah.
felt like would be a good coach. So,
Okay. So you're
um,
actually really new to the game. Okay.
comparatively, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been out a long time, right? So,
Okay. No,
um,
that's definitely not a bad time. I think like sorry for interrupting. I think that's definitely like good to just get you on the right path right away because I feel like people that have been like in bronze, for example, for a long time, they just have so many bad habits that it's really difficult to break them. But for you being bronze after like a year of playing, it's more than normal. So
all right,
yeah.
cool. Yeah, I totally agree, man.
Okay. So do you have like any goal you want to reach though? Like any goal rank?
Well, I'd like to, silver, gold would be nice, but
Hmm.
I don't really care that much. I just want to, I really feel like, without getting too deep into it, I feel like there's some pretty serious, like, macro errors that I just don't really understand the game well enough.
Mm. Yeah, for sure.
Uh, so I just like to get the most out of the game, really.
Yeah. But by the way, like, do you want like this to be a jungle coaching session? Because you're
No,
mostly
so,
playing mid.
yeah, mid, if possible, man.
Yeah,
If
sure.
possible.
Yeah, that's fine. It's actually gonna be more interesting for me then, I guess. So yeah, I mean, I think Echo mid is fine for sure. Like the most difficult part about Echo mid is generally the fact that you need to know matchups. But like in your elo, there's gonna be so many mistakes that you can punish that it's fine. And also, of course, if you just always play Echo mid, you will learn the matchups.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, I try Yakko Jungle, but it just doesn't really work for me. And
Hmm.
I've got one friend that plays League, and he's like one trick jungle. So I just thought I'll do mid, and
Oh
I'm
yeah.
feeling pretty confident with it. It's just um, like a lot of the time, especially in this elo, like you need to be able to sort of 1v9,
Hmm.
and regardless of whether you play jungle mostly or not, like I'm sure you'll be able to see ways to punish
One hundred
and like
percent.
super fed people. So yeah, man,
Yeah, yeah.
let's do it.
So, are there like some just a couple more questions? I guess I like to ask is like, what do you think your biggest weakness at the moment is then?
Um,
Other than macro, you said like macro already a little bit, but
yeah, I mean, sometimes with Echo, especially because I look at his R as like a little get out of jail free card, but that gets me killed a lot.
hmm.
Like thinking I can go in and like do damage and then bust out, but it's not always the case. Yeah, sometimes I get greedy, and then like if I get behind, I'm fine if I'm fed, but like isn't everyone?
Mm-hmm.
If
Yeah,
playing from behind is like really hard, so
for sure.
Um, sort of like yeah, and my farm does fall off after lane phase as well. It
Hmm.
starts just getting like zoned in
Yeah.
on hills and stuff like that. So I'm sure it's typical bronze behavior.
Yeah, yeah, but you also need to think about the fact that it's like the exact same thing for basically everyone in that elo, right? So
Yeah, yeah,
as soon as you're able to be a little bit better at like farming and whatever, the game will just be very easy. I mean, you already said like kind of a bad habit, I guess, is just like thinking your ult will save you in situations where it won't. But like, are there any other bad habits you maybe noticed in your gameplay?
yeah. Sometimes I just don't show up to team fights when I should. The
Hmm.
thing is, like, I don't because I really don't trust the team. I tend to just sort of do my own thing, but then often, like, I'll miss out when I should have been there.
Hmm.
I just don't like a lot of the time. I sort of just go with what I feel like, what sort of comes naturally, rather than knowing what the exact right play is. So,
It's not
um,
necessarily bad. I would even argue like because most of the calls and whatever that get made in your bronze scams, I'm sure they're wrong. So just like trusting your gut and like your own instincts, and especially if you're in a position where you can carry the game because you're like fed or whatever, I think that's definitely not a bad thing.
yeah. Well, I guess the other weakness then would be like if I am fed, like closing out the game,
Hmm.
like finishing it. That's something that I don't really understand how to do. And I get that you're supposed to like take objectives, take towers, but
Yeah,
like that's hard to do one v five a lot of the time. And
it
everyone,
is.
sometimes there are good people on the team, obviously, but like
Hmm.
it's hard to know who that is, and you can't really play around that. So
Yeah, I think Ekko is for sure a champ that like in your elo you can easily win games completely on your own if you're just a little bit better.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, I guess I don't usually ask this, but like, how would you rate your mechanics? I mean, you're obviously really new to the game in general, but
Yeah, but I played like quite a lot of RTS before this, so like
mhm.
I feel like I'm pretty good.
Better than like people in your elo at least.
Yeah, I'd say I win lane phase maybe
Hmm.
like 80% of the time, to be honest.
Hmm. Okay.
So, 1v1 on an even playing field, like I feel like I've got it most of the time.
Okay.
Um, yeah,
All right.
see
Yeah.
what
Let me share my
you
screen
think
really
about
quick. And I guess we can look at your OPGG because there's definitely a lot of item building mistakes, I guess, you make, for sure. And that's something I can see you holding back already, like holding you back already. Like you buy Zhonya's way too much. I think Zhonya's is not an item you should be buying all the time. It's an item, and if anything, you should be buying it after Rabadons. Like you should not be buying it before Rabadons ever, in my opinion.
Yeah,
And you buy it very consistently.
just to jump in, I think I normally buy it as a last item and then just move it to number
Hmm.
2 so I can press it.
No, but that's not how it looks on the. Yeah, but I mean, in this game, for example, you didn't buy it, or maybe you bought it after Void stuff. I'm not sure. Then it would be okay. Yeah, okay. Nah, you bought it before Void stuff. See, like I think that's a mistake generally. And like especially because in this game it didn't even have too much value, and like in most of those games it doesn't have too much value. Like in this game, this is one of the games where I feel like it's excusable. I guess you're playing against Kha'Zix, against Kiana, against these champs that has very good value. Quinn even, it's fine. But like in most of those games, I don't think it has great value. Like this one, it doesn't. And especially for example, a champ like Veigar, while you're Zhonya's, he could just place a cage on you and then you come out stunned and it's like fucking horrible. Same as like a Caitlyn or whatever. So like against these champs, you really don't want to buy it, and it really will just hold back your carry potentially. It should not be a core item. Like I think I bought Zhonya's maybe one time in the last 100 games, and also just learning to play without it just makes you a better Echo player as well. So
Okay.
it's definitely not a core item. Then yeah, for sure noticeable is like your farm is very low, but I guess it's normal, but you will notice if you have better farm, and like oftentimes the farming with Echo is not difficult, right? You really just need to throw your Q in the wave and then just like last hit them at some point, of course, like after level 7.
Yeah.
So after level 7, it's very easy to farm. It's usually just about making the decision to even go for the farm. That's like wrong, I guess, or you often might just not make the decision.
Yeah, I think when it gets past 15 minutes, I'll just throw the Q out and just like, without really even thinking about last hitting, I'll just try and clear the wave and try and make some other play somewhere else.
Yeah, definitely value farm more. It's like I don't know how much exactly, but I think like a cannon wave is almost a kill worth of gold. So like you wouldn't leave kills on the map, would you? So why would you leave so much farm on the map? And then also just realize that it will allow you to get more kills because you're just gonna be stronger. I guess interesting question for you because you're pretty new. Would you say that you know like what most of the champs do in the game?
Yeah, well, I'm guilty of like trying most of them out.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't know like the little nuances of like,
Mm-hmm.
all their passives and like, but I know who's got CC, I know who's got like, you know, dashes, blinks.
Mm-hmm.
I know who's squishy, I know who's tanky.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond that, I know some better than others. I wouldn't be able to say I know every matchup.
Yeah. I mean, that's like the first step, of course, but just know that obviously the game's gonna be much easier if you just know all this stuff. It's unreasonable to expect that you know all this stuff after just playing for a year, but because it's like 160 champs or something at this point, but still, like, you're basically playing a little bit with a blindfold if you don't know what the champions do. So, if you're actually serious about improving, I think you should just put in the time and really just look at all the champs where you feel like you don't really know what they're doing, and at least like the important thing to know is just like not even just knowing what their abilities do, but also knowing like at least generally knowing if it's like a long cooldown ability, short cooldown ability, high damage ability, and this kind of stuff, right? Like it will allow you to make better decisions in fights. So
yeah, I think cooldowns is definitely something I don't
yeah.
know. If it's not a champ that I've played more than like 3-4 times, then I wouldn't know it.
I guess a good way to learn is like playing ARAMs if you don't want to just like genuinely study it, like you could just look at the abilities on the LoL wiki and actually look. But of course, if that's too boring for you, just play a lot of ARAM or whatever, and you will at least get a nice feel for most of the champs, I guess.
Yeah, I get you.
So yeah, as I said, if you're really serious about improving, I think it's for sure something that will probably give you a nice boost as well in your skill. Just not playing without all that info. But yeah, I guess, as I said, it's pretty unreasonable to expect too much from someone that's only been playing for a year. For example, this actually really, I guess, surprised me. And this also backs up what you say that you seem to be winning your laning phase. The fact that your duels win rate is so high. It's actually surprisingly high. Like, most of the people I coach, they have it like 50 to 60%. And for you, that's for someone that's like a new player, having it this high is actually pretty solid, I would even say.
Oh, nice.
And then, yeah, I mean, these stats, like, you can't influence too much. I guess the team fights participation is okay, I would even say. By the way, one thing about your runes, I guess, I think most Ekko Mid players like playing with Relentless Hunter instead of Treasure Hunter. Like,
Okay.
Treasure Hunter is nice for getting your items faster, but the problem is, like, as a mid laner, you usually just kill your lane opponent in the early game. And, like, the later the game goes, the less valuable these stacks become, you know? And the Relentless Hunter just helps you have an impact around the map.
Okay.
And it's also just generally worth a bit more. So, like, most Ekko Mids like playing with this. Do you always start Doran's Ring, by the way?
Really, I'll switch to like what's the big
Corrupting Pot. No.
Yeah, corrupting pot.
Okay.
Like I used to start Dark Seal, but I just felt it was a little bit too risky, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I felt
Yeah, I think that's fine.
running out of mana as well.
Yeah, I think always starting Doran's, especially for you, like, I think, yeah, it's fine. I was just wondering. Also, like, how do you decide, like, between Ignite and TP? Just, like, from experience, or?
Yeah, well, if I feel like I don't really want to be laning against the guy that I'm against, I'll take TP. Like for example, like Cass. I actually on that lane, but like Cass has got like horrible CCs and like grounded stuff, and I thought, oh, do you know what? I'll just blast away out of the way and try and roam and make plays that way. So yeah, and I was worried about health as well and like getting like chunked out early. So
I think you should probably just always play Ignite in your elo. Like, really, always play Ignite. Just play aggressive as well. And I think, especially Cassio is a matchup where, like, she has a lot of healing in her kit, so the Ignite can really help you win that, like, win those fights. And as soon as you have the awareness of her abilities, like, I know, I used to be the same way against Cassio specifically. I used to play Ekko Mid at some point as well. And, like, you really just need to be aware that if you get hit by her Qs, you need to back off. Like, she will fuck you. So, like, just, like, respect that. Try, obviously, not to get hit by her Qs, but, like, other than that, like, she doesn't really have a lot of horrible CC, as you said. Like, she has her W, of course, where it's annoying. You can't auto-attack her and whatever when you use your E, but it's also not hard CC. And then with the ult, like, okay, the ult is a spell where if you're good at the game, it's quite easy to just, like, turn around before she will ult, because you have, like, a good feeling of when most Cassius will try to ult you. But obviously, since you're somewhat new, you probably don't have that that kind of experience. So it's like,
I wouldn't say so, and I'd also say in bronze it's pretty like random as well when they decide to do it.
yeah, I guess, but like, yeah, that's whatever. Like, it's very specific, anyways. It's just one matchup, anyways. So yeah, let's keep looking at these stats, I guess. I mean, also overall, I think it's definitely good. Like, it seems that you play aggressive, right? Okay, it seems though that you play aggressive, but you don't get that many kills with it, surprisingly. But I think definitely to improve at the game and to just, like, be good, I think you should just play as aggressive as possible, honestly. Like, even if you int or whatever, it's the fastest way to improve 100%.
Yeah,
So
I feel like I do play pretty aggressive. It's like, recently I've been trying to dial it back a little bit, and like sometimes when I play aggressive, it backfires, and then once Ekko's behind it, for me it feels like really hard to catch up.
it is, like, Ekko is not a great champ from behind, but at the same time in your elo, like, realistically, there's probably gonna be still so many opportunities even from behind that, like, I think you should just keep playing as aggressive as possible, and it's gonna improve you by far the fastest, for sure. And then if you also get a little bit better form, you will notice that a lot of these aggressive plays will start working out because you're just stronger. It's actually good to see that you're, like, always ahead, so yeah, it definitely seems like even if you would just keep playing, you should probably be able to climb out of bronze. probably even on your own. But obviously your goals are a little bit higher as well, I'm sure. Yeah, this of course could be better, but this is all influenced by like low farm, like the first items and whatever. It can definitely be earlier, and that obviously helps your snowballing. And this is all fine. I mean, you're not the jungle anyway, so the drakes are not really in your control that much. And this is all not super important anyways, I guess. Yeah, maybe. Do you feel like you surrender a lot? Like, this is obviously not Ekko only, but I think generally.
I don't tend to be honest,
Mhm.
but sometimes you do just get mega feeders, you know. And
Yeah, yeah.
not saying that like ironically or whatever. Like sometimes like the game is lost, and a lot of the time as well, I'll be the one that says no to the vote, but the rest of the team does. So
Yeah, yeah.
what can you do? What can you
Nah,
do?
I'm always just mentioning this because I think Ekko is a champ where you really shouldn't surrender a lot. It's a very like I always sometimes also I'm too tilted or whatever and I surrender, but I know that you can win so many games even in like higher elos. You just get one or two random kills and all of a sudden the game feels so playable, even though you're behind the whole time. So yeah, really it shouldn't be a habit. Like some people surrender way too much. Okay, I guess you can just share your screen and go in game then, since we like there's no jungle clearing or whatever.
Okay.
I'm curious, what do you usually ban?
Um, it depends, to be honest, how I feel on the day.
Okay,
Recently I've been banning Shaco just because I hate him.
there
I
you
don't really
go.
feel like any like mid laners give me too much trouble.
Hmm.
It's the junglers that really piss me off. Um,
And you have a hard time respecting Shaco?
Shaco, right? He just has so many fucking bullshit
Mm,
like little like invisibility things that he can do in his
yeah,
boxes. Piss me off. So I've been banning him recently, but if not him, it would be like Ari or Heimerdinger, like people that I just feel like I
interesting.
can't get ahead in lane against.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, realistically, in your elo, people just don't play their champions to anywhere near, like, their maximum potential, so none of the matchups really matter, I would say. So, like, yeah, if you feel like you get bullied by Shakos often enough, then just, like, ban him, sure. Like, and if enough people play him as well. I think Shaco is for sure a champ that can be annoying to play around, like, if you don't know how to properly respect him. So,
Yeah,
I understand, I guess.
yeah, Shaco or Yi or
Mm,
um Kha'Zix when he was strong, I was banning him.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't expect you to say jungler, but I guess if you feel confident in most three lanes, then just banning a jungler is not too bad. Oh, why is the queue time so long? What the fuck?
Yeah. I don't
Are
know.
there
Always
maybe
like
the player base in bronze is actually not that big, I guess.
no. It's always like 3-4 minutes at least.
Really? That's crazy. You need to climb, man. The queue times will go like I think most players are in like gold or something. So yeah, it makes sense, I guess. But I still expected it to not be that long. Like this is actually longer than master queue times, I'm pretty sure. So it seems there's more people in Master nowadays than in Bronze.
Do you think I should change to Relentless?
Yeah, I think so. Like, how often do you feel like you get the treasure hunter stacks early? Like, you see, like if you only kill your lane opponent, you get like 70 gold from it. And the relentless hunter basically it just scales better.
But this only works. It's unique as well, right? So
All of them are
yeah,
unique. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, but if you get them at a later stage, the value is just better, you know?
Okay.
So, like, in jungle, I like taking treasure hunter because you are sometimes able to just get all of the stacks quite early and then it feels great because it allows you to snowball really hard. But in mid, it's usually just not possible. And the Relentless Hunter really just helps you roam. Yeah, I guess most people in your elo also like playing mid as well.
Yeah, yeah,
I
absolutely.
guess. Yeah, it's like the role that everyone, I don't know, starts out with. Or most people do at least.
Yeah, I mean, I started with ADC, but that didn't last long.
Hmm. Yeah, IDC sucks.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you played any other champs a lot, I guess?
I went through like a top lane phase. I mean, I was just started the game, so I was like trying it out pretty much all of last year, just seeing what I
Mm-hmm.
felt like doing. So I played like I really like Senna support.
Okay.
Um, like in mid, I would play like Irelia or Yone.
Very
I
fun
want to play
champs.
Kiana, but too
Yeah.
difficult.
Yeah, Kiana is also
Um,
fun. Kiana is not too strong though, like her items got nerfed quite hard recently, so she's struggling a little
yeah,
bit.
I've never felt very strong Kiana, so I've
Yeah,
been
like Kiana is not an easy champ to pick up, like for sure. I mean, Ekko is also a champ that is like people used to say that he's a noob champ, but he really is not. I think people just used to be quite bad at him, so like nobody knew how a good Ekko even looked like. But there's a lot of skill expression with Ekko, but he's definitely much easier to pick up than a champ like Kiana, for sure. Okay. So yeah, I think just like for now, just keep playing with Ignite every game.
hmm
I'm not even sure if I should like. I'm actually not sure if I should give you a lot of active advice during the game or just let you play your game because yeah, I don't
whatever
know.
you think's best, man. Like maybe I'll
Yeah, I'm
just
not
see
sure.
how I do it and then feed back.
Yeah, yeah, it's difficult. Like because I feel like maybe if I give you too much active advice, you might just be overwhelmed in game. And then, but if I don't give you anything, but maybe I will just not give you much active advice. I guess it's fine. I'll
If
just
you
write
feel
most of
like
the
it,
stuff
do it.
down.
I'll be alright.
Yeah. Because like in jungle, I can really see like the pathing mistakes and whatever, and it's much easier to break it down afterwards. But like in mid, it's a bit different. I feel like. I guess I can already. I want you to play as aggressive as possible this game. Like really, even if you maybe dude, like your team is picking full AP for no reason at all. Crazy. Jesus. Like people just make the games difficult for themselves. Do you feel like you have a good understanding at least of which champs are AP and which are AD?
Most of them. I mean, if I don't know, I can just get like look it up.
For sure. But like,
Quite
do you look it
easy.
up in game? Oh, there's a Shaco. Oh,
There he is.
oh. Yasuo. How do you feel about Yasuo?
I think that'd be fine.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's a matchup that Ekko can definitely win. Yeah, I think I will mostly let you play your own game and then we'll talk about most of the stuff afterwards.
Sweet.
I'll just write it down.
Oh,
Oh,
thank you.
two of your hated champs. Wait, where are they even playing? It might be Morgana mid or something. I'm actually not sure. Nah, who knows? Honestly, in these situations, it's not even that bad of an idea to just take health in the runes if you're not 100% sure. Like, it's probably Yasuo mid, I guess, but you can never be too
Well,
sure.
Nocturne ADC.
Yeah, who knows? Like, in higher elos, I think the most likely ADC here would be Yasuo. Like, Yasuo's a very okay ADC in general, but with the bans, I mean, he banned Fizz, so he's probably mid. But, like, who knows?
Is
Yeah, it's
the
Yasuo mid.
screen share working for?
Ah, it's the good old Master Yi Morgana bot lane. Yeah. Well, I mean, they don't have. Well, they actually do have quite a lot of CC, never mind. But that's obviously one of the bigger things you need to worry about as Ekko, right? The amount of CC. Usually, like, that's how. You can usually tell how difficult the game will be depending on how much CC the enemies picked and like how easy it is for them to hit it. At least their CC is kind of avoidable. Like, for example, Nocturne Fear shouldn't hit you that much. You should usually be able to get away from it. Ekko, of course, he has his boxes, which might sometimes catch you, but also, like, if he places them and you can see him place it, you shouldn't really walk in there. Morgana can be difficult. I mean, her CC is especially really long. I guess that can make it difficult, but other than that, I think it's fine. Someone in chat is saying Yasuo pretty hard matchup, to be honest. I don't think so. Like, it's a... You just need to respect the wind wall for the most part. Like, don't throw your Q in the wind wall and then you should be fine. And, like, obviously respect the fact that he has lethal tempo, so, like, just don't let him auto-attack you too much.
Mm-hmm.
Play in, like, shorter trades. Definitely a little bit pixelated, the stream.
Is it?
Yeah. Like, I don't think you can change anything about that.
Okay.
It's whatever. I mean, we will see the game in the game review anyways, and I can see it for the most part. Right now it's actually fine. Okay. And that was definitely close.
That was.
Oh. Who needs help? Oh, that's so cute.
Ugh.
Damn, bro, you didn't get a single minion of those. That's definitely, that definitely hurts a bit. I think generally you're playing this lane pretty fine though, I have to say. And we'll talk about how you could like even have abused the Yasuo way more as well, I guess. It's definitely good how you go for the trades though. Like you don't you do it exactly how you need it to do it generally, where you just go for short trades and then you cut away with your passive and don't let them out attack you too much, which I assume a lot of bronze Ekko would usually do. Nice pick. Yeah, I don't know. It's the Discord stream. It's just really laggy.
Is it?
Yeah. There's nothing you can do about it. Usually, it's probably just your internet connection or something. Our team diff. It's a prank, huh? Huh? Why report Gwen? What? Nice, now you're really fat. We'll definitely make sure to get that plating next time. There's only one more auto attack.
Mm-hmm.
It's like almost a kill. Or like, yeah, well. Also wouldn't have shared the gold with your whole team then. Hey, why are you doing red?
Just because Thresh's in my lane and I was going up here, but then Gwen actually killed him, so.
It's like you're not the jungler. You know, junglers get more XP for clearing jungle camps, and laners get more XP from from lane minions because right once you do not take the other roles stuff, I guess.
Right.
What elo is this? This is like bronze 4, and it's so laggy because Discord stream. I don't know.
I don't know if my internet can handle the game and
Yeah,
streaming.
I don't know. The game review will be fine, I guess. I can still see what's going on for the most part, of course. It's just probably not very enjoyable to watch. I really don't think you had to flash there.
Thanks.
Dude, this Thresh is so mentally ill. Yeah, surrender at 15, just almost aced them.
Zeri's smurfing.
Maybe.
No, not really.
Definitely, you need to respect the Morgana CC a little bit more. What a team! Like, what's wrong with this Thresh? You're stomping them. What the fuck? Dude, this guy. They literally have objective bounties because you're so ahead.
Yeah, it's just that bronze mentality, man.
It's just like, I mean, this guy just doesn't know what he's talking about, but he thinks he knows, and that's why he's stupid. Yeah, man, just see how strong you are here, right? Like, really, just at this point, when you're in this position, just stop playing with any respect. And it's gonna give you the biggest amount of impact, I guess, you can have.
Yeah, but I feel that got me killed the last 2 deaths though, just because I was like, oh fuck it. I'll
Yeah, but it wasn't really because you didn't respect the things you had to respect. It was more like because you just maybe didn't dodge certain spells you had to dodge or whatever, right? It wasn't like the decision making wasn't wrong. It was just the mechanics were not 100% there. I think generally though, I have to say like your mechanics for a bronze player are definitely like 100% above average for bronze.
Mm-hmm.
So like you weren't lying when you said that you think your mechanics are better. Like sometimes people say like they think their mechanics are good and whatever, and then like I have to break the news to them. But I think you definitely are better than bronze for sure.
Did he just ult the Herald?
No, you can't.
Can you do that?
No. That's not the kind of things I mean when I say you should play without respect.
Yeah.
Still only just like don't respect them when you just don't need to. But going under their tower is of course a little bit risky. This Thresh is omega toxic. Crazy. You open the shop really quick.
Yeah.
How much you need? You can buy Magi's and Lichpin here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like you buy Magi's often?
If the Dark Soul's fully stacked, yeah.
Okay.
It depends what the composition of the other guys are like. If I feel like I need, I mean, I was buying Zonya's, you know, if I felt like I needed that gel free card, or I'd go straight into.
Such a misconception, though, honestly, that Zonya's is a get off jail free card. I feel like most of the time you use it, you just die right afterwards.
Yeah, that's true, to be honest.
So. See how unfair your champ is at this point, though. think we can get that red buff there. Well, this is the first time Chai goes on your screen. Okay, I guess like the thing you really need to think about is how do you win this game, you know? Because
Yeah.
you're getting all those kills, but you're not actively putting too much effort into actually ending this game, I feel like.
What would you suggest at this point?
I mean, there were so many opportunities already where you could have just pushed the towers, honestly.
Right.
Like, yes, Nash is of course also a way, but Nash only is just like to help get the towers. And like, you already had so many ways, or like so many opportunities where the tower was just left free, basically. And you just decided to do something else. That's like a very general thing, I guess, from people in your elo, where they just don't put too much effort into actually putting like the game closer to victory, and they just fight over and over again. I mean, it's fun, right? Like fighting over and over again, but this game
Yeah, I
probably
guess
could have already been ended.
right. I just guess I just didn't feel like I could at that
Yeah,
point.
exactly, and that's what we will see in the game review. That's what it's there for.
Oh dear.
Wait, they have Ocean Soul. Report Fiddle. Pure comedy, this guy. Good thing you have the Madras and Lichbane, so you're really fast. What the fuck is Thresh building, by the way? It's just building ADC items. See, like, again, right? Like, you just went for some random kill on the Morgana, but, like, instead you could just do Nash, for example, here, or maybe try to get a pick in mid and then just push the towers. I think at this point, just do Nash.
He's such a fucking snake.
Okay, like really just try to push in the mid tower now.
Okay.
If there's an enemy that comes, just kill them and then push it in. Like you will be able. Like you're so unbelievably strong here. You can kill anyone that wants to fight you. Just make sure not to get hit by like a Morgana Q or something. It's like the only thing that will kill you. Literally just E and kill it. Yeah, instead. Can probably end the game on your own here, technically. Just keep going. Just keep going. You had ult, but yeah, nice try, I guess. But see, like, see how much you just got done there, just because, like, I told you you can just go in there, and all of a sudden they've open access. It's like, you really just need to realize that, especially when you're in a position like this, the enemies can't face you, especially not against a champ like Ekko. You can't just one-shot any one of them, and if you had ulted here, then you would have been full HP, and you probably even would have killed the Shaco in the process.
Yeah, I guess with the ult, I always try and leave it to the last second to get the most value out of it, but then...
You would have had, like, basically maximum value here. It would have healed you to full HP, and then it would have probably also hit the Shaco. I think now just, like, honestly, get Nashor's last item here. It's on the bottom left, yeah. They're not building any MR even though you're full AP, so... Well, you're not full AP, you have Zeri, and Thresh is also going AD anyways, but they still have not built a single shred of MR, so there's no real reason to go for Void Stuff. Usually Void Stuff should be your last item though,
Yeah.
like in most games, because even just like you can literally just run at the base, by the way, unless they like full group there. Like fuck Drake, just go to literally kill anyone that wants to oppose you and just end the game. You do it so quickly as well. Okay. And a little bit too overcommitted on the maybe because I said right, like, but a little bit too overcommit or like too impatient on the Yasuo. You really shouldn't flash on him or anything. Just wait for him to make a mistake and like walk into your range or something. Maybe your team can end anyways though. I think they should be able to. Come on, guys, don't make this last any longer for no reason. Oh my god. I guess, like, get Drake at this point so you don't lose the game, but the fiddle somehow lets it get stolen again, then you could even be in trouble here. Take the blue at this, I mean, like, get the drag, but in the future just get the blue buff as well. It's just like one hit at this point. Just go to their nexus, honestly. I mean, See, this is why you shouldn't be so greedy with your ult. If you had just ulted a little bit earlier there, then like you can just end.
That happens to me so much, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more often.
And that's also what you said, right? In the beginning with like bad habits. Yeah, just don't be too greedy with it. Like if you manage to live with it and whatever, then you're not wasting it or anything at all. Like really, not at all.
Yeah.
And in this case, again, I think you would have even hit the Yasuo probably with it because you were standing there for quite some time. And like if you hit your ult at this point, it just one-shots people. So really don't be greedy with it. And you even had Elder as well. So yeah. And like the average game time in bronze has to be like 40 minutes or something, right?
Yeah, like between 30 and 40.
It's actually crazy. People are so bad at ending the game. Okay, like for sure you got 3 kills now, you can just go there and end. Your team wants to do Nash, they're dead for like 40 seconds. Okay.
Whew.
Actually, like, man, like, I don't even know what to focus on because, like, I think your mechanics are definitely, as I said, better than bronze and whatever. I think I will mostly focus on, like, showing you how you can have more impact that's, like, gonna get you closer to victory because this game could have literally been over, like, 25 minutes ago, probably.
Yeah, well, it's like I said, man. Like it's just like the awareness of
Yeah.
state.
And like I'm not saying this in the slightest bit to be like mean or anything because it's more than normal. Like for the fact that you've been playing this game for a year, like you just can't have all of this knowledge. It's very unreasonable. But yeah, I think as I said, I think there's, but that's also why it's a pretty good timing. I would even say to get a coaching now because it's like there's so much to build on and like I think a lot of the stuff that you're doing with Ekko is already pretty right. I would say. So like the fact that you use your W, for example, I've literally been coaching like diamond players that don't use their W as good as you in some situation. Like in some situation in the late game, it kind of fell off. Maybe you were like, yeah, I don't know. It was like a little bit more pressure and whatever. But I feel like in the earlier games, or in the earlier fights, you at least used your W every single time and whatever, and that's definitely good.
Yeah.
So yeah, let me share my screen really quick. See the damage actually probably had most, right? And with the Gwen as well. Oh, the Shaco actually had a lot of damage as well. Like, I don't think I'll go too much into the laning phase macro and whatever, because first of all, that's not my expertise. I mean, I'll still talk about it a little bit, but I don't think that's like the super important stuff. I think for you, it's way more important to just understand how much more game-winning impacts you can have, especially in the position you were in. Okay, I think generally as a mid laner, you should usually just cover here. Like either here, especially since the fiddle is already covering. Either here, or just like here, because some teams might just invade like this, you know? And then you should know, like you should spot them walking in here, otherwise they can like hug the wall here and then it can be a little bit difficult sometimes, or like people get caught, but it's also like really small stuff anyways. Yeah, let's see how you played this early lane. I think that the way you played it is fine. Like, attacking this minion here, I think just, yeah, at this point, with the spacing here, you can already look to throw a Q, but just make sure while you throw the Q that you don't hit too many of the minions. So, like, usually what I like to do is just, like, last hit the minions and at the same time position a way where you can hit him. I think that's almost kind of what you did, actually, here. Yeah, that's actually what you did, so that's pretty good. You got his windshield here. Now, just like, generally, I think it's also not something you did in this game. You actually had very good wave sets most of the game. Generally, like, just don't push the wave too early. Especially not into, like, mages and whatever. Like, let it shove into use. Like, just make sure not to hit all the minions with your Q. And that's good that you didn't do that. Maybe you already learned your lesson from that or something, because like you really just don't want to shove in, because then also you have way less kill pressure if the enemy's under their tower.
Well, yeah, exactly.
So this is good, and like most of the like for a lot of the time the wave was just situated here, so the Phil had a really easy time ganking. If he was a bit better, he would have even ganked you probably more. Yeah, now I mean there is definitely merit to getting level 2 before the other person. So maybe you could have been a little bit more aggressive on hitting these ones and getting level 2 before him, but the fact that like he's also not really punishing you anyways for getting level 2 early, so this is okay, I guess. But yeah, like just make sure to get like one more minion now here, I guess. Could have just lasted one more minion and then gotten level 2 first, or like at the same time at least. But it's definitely good that you instantly go in for that trade. As I said, right, just play as aggressive as possible, and like this guy literally can't punish you for it with how this matchup works. At least not in the way he plays it. And then here I think you got hit by the Q, but you have your E up. Like if you have your E up, this is a perfect time to just E like this, and then do another trade, right? Like use your E slightly aggressively to dodge his his Q, and then like get another really good trade in. So like no reason to get hit by that Q when you have your movement spelled up. But at least you went for the trade right away afterwards. So that's, again, good. And at this point, he's close to being in lethal range as well. So, yeah, here you were a little bit impatient, right? The fiddle pinged that he would come, and then you flashed on him in a second. But, like, you really didn't have to flash. Just wait for this guy to be behind him. He will point to click CC him, and you just get a free kill. You probably don't even have to ignite. You know? But you flashed on it, you wasted like your 5-second cooldown for like no reason, you missed your Q as well, and you almost died in the process. When all you had to do was really like wait. Literally wait like 5 more seconds for this guy to be in position, and then you really don't have to use anything, and this guy can't play the game anymore.
Yeah, I guess I was sort of panicking, thinking that Fiddle was a bit closer than he was, because I assumed he'd come through the brush. And my camera use wasn't amazing, like, you know. So
someone, yeah, but like someone in chat says like that I call this kind of stuff laner syndrome, and that's kind of true. Like, but like even high elo laners, but I usually call it a little bit different. It's like when I'm further away, even I tell like I usually ping like I'm on the way, and then they just instantly flash in and like want to like get a solo kill or something. I mean that wasn't even really the case here. You just kind of wasted the flash, I don't know, because you didn't have perfect awareness of where this guy was, so yeah, like next time just wait, look more at the minimap, I guess, after you get a ping like this, and then like make a better plan, because like you're wasting your 5-minute cooldown here is really, it could be impactful. It wasn't in this game, but in a lot of games it can definitely be impactful, and there was really no reason. And like especially there was no reason because you didn't even need the flash to get in range, you know? You could have literally just walked up to him and eat. Like, there was actually no reason to flash on him there. He was not respecting your range at all. Like, you probably could have gotten a solo kill very easily here as well, because this guy is so low. You just get this windshield out and then proc another passive with Ignite instead.
I think I missed his windshield and missed the Q as well, actually, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, you flashed on him, you missed Q, and then... yeah, it was just a little bit awkward, but at least the Fiddlesticks came here to save you. And then the other thing after that is, like, you really need to get this wave in now. And the Fiddle is even helping you, and Ekko is very good at it. Like, at pushing with his Q, of course. And the Yasuo doesn't play with TP, so like, you can easily get this in. So, like, don't give this all over to Fiddlesticks. As I said, he gets less XP for it. And you really want that as well for, like, getting a better buy, I guess.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, this wave you need to just help him with.
Yeah.
Because now he also uses W. I mean, okay, his W doesn't have a long cooldown, but still. You really want that for yourself. You could have had like another refillable, for example, here. Just definitely understand that after like a successful gank, you usually just want to shove in the wave.
Yeah, I get you.
Here the Nocturne spots the thing, so or at least like you spot him, I guess. That's nice. So yeah, it's good. You respect it. You don't do anything stupid here. I guess this W is pretty wasted. Like. Yes, it actually worked a bunch of times where you just placed these kind of Ws and you got a stun off, but like here you also don't really want to go in at this point, right? Like, Nocturne is still super close, and like the whole wave is there that you would just want to collect. So if anything, what you could do here is a little bit more advanced, I guess. to just hold the wave is like place the W here, tank it really quick, and then hold the wave, and then the fiddle has a really easy time ganking, right? You actually coincidentally somewhat had the wave state here for a long time, but you in a lot of situations where the enemy laner is a little bit better, they will of course just try to pressure you and not let you hold the wave like he did here. So, but like these kind of wave sets are really nice for you. You can easily collect all the farm, and then the fiddle has a decently easy time ganking you. Yeah, and at this point, yeah, and here, like, you really don't need to be so scared. Like, why are you eing away? There's nothing to E away from here.
Yeah, no, I guess it's sort of, he's a level up, and I didn't want to.
Yeah, but like he already used his Q on the wave here, because like you can see the swirling he did here. He used it. So if anything, like what he could have done here is like another E through a minion and then auto attack you once, but like you really don't need to be so scared there. And like I would have personally probably just thrown a Q at him during that time. Again, like this W, it really doesn't do much. If anything, again, place a W here, or place it more towards him, I guess, if you want to look for a stun, but like, you don't even need to stun, right? Like oftentimes you can just use the W for the shield so you can trade better. So you can just trade while your shield is up, so you just lose fake HP basically.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's how usually. I mean, that's how what you often did, of course, as well. Another like really solid trade. Right, just keep going for these trades, and the matchup is so easy.
Yeah, I guess that like I sometimes throw it behind them like that. 'Cause often they just sort of run back as soon as they see me go forward from them, and they end up walking straight into it.
Yeah. So just place it more towards you, I guess, where you're gonna be trading.
Yeah.
And like again, because just value the W, right? It's a 22-second cooldown, and the reason for that is because it's a really strong spell. So like value it as such. Like don't. There's a bunch of situations where you just throw it out for no reason. But again, like this whole time the fiddle. I mean, yes, it's awarded, so you can't just walk at it here. But like this is a definitely good way. So if you have this kind of wasted in most of your games, you're gonna get a lot of help from your junglers in higher elos, at least. So again, this is good. Like you managed to get your Q up before his W. Generally against Yasuo, you of course have to trade differently in higher elos, I guess, because the Yasuos will have better reactions and they will manage to throw their Ws before your Q. So, and you also respected that in some situations I saw later on. So like oftentimes you just need to E, wait for the W, and then you can Q and like get your passive stacks. So like, but if you're quick enough, then maybe sometimes even higher elos it can work. So this is fine. I think now is where it's positioned like where I would have picked for my Fiddlesticks to come. Because he is actually behind you, so he's like the perfect path to just walk in behind. I mean, he does come in not too long, but I think right now I would have already started pinging him that he just should come after this camp. Does he even do that? Maybe he does that on his own, actually. I'm not sure. But this is such a perfect wave set for him to gank. Fiddle loves just walking in from behind on people and then point to clicks seeing them.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what happens soon, yeah. See, there he pings, he's on the way. So, like, if you ping he's on the way, definitely hold your W. Hold your W to just, like, layer the CC. You know? Make sure that he can point to click CC. He's, like, how long does it even last? 1.25 seconds. And then into your 2.25 second stun, and, like, nobody survives that. Like, no mid laner survives that.
Yeah. You reckon throw it after he's CC'd in?
No, just, like, no. Just wait. Just wait for him to be in position. Like, just wait for him to be, like, around the corner here, I guess, and then place your W where he's gonna get feared, right? Of course, you need some game sense for that, but especially with, like, point-to-click CC like Fiddle, it's not that difficult. Like, just, like, let him get the easy-to-hit spell first, like, the easy-to-hit CC, and layer it into your W.
Okay.
Like, I guess, since the Yasuo's kind of far up here, like, if you have your W now still, just wait, like, and now place it somewhere here. Now is where you place it, and then he will like click Q on him, and this guy will be CC'd for long enough for your W to proc, and he's just CC'd for a massive amount of time. And then here you also threw your Q into the wind wall. It happens, like, it really does. But yeah, he actually manages to escape because he has still flash. If you had your W still, right, then he couldn't have even flashed, because he would have still been CC'd. And at this point, you really need to just shove in the wave. Yeah, that's a pretty big macro mistake. Like, or it's not a, you actually go for it, but just being more decisive with this kind of stuff makes people lose more minions. And then here you also missed all of the minions, which is of course not optimal.
Yeah,
Definitely focus more on like getting these last hits that are uncontested, you know? I know it happens. Like when I was a bronze player, I also missed these kind of XP like everyone does, but these should be the easy to last hit stuff, of course, where the enemy laner is not even in lane.
Yeah.
And it's uncontested. I mean, at this point, you're not even really that ahead. And here, yeah, you should have just stepped into the W. Just step into your W. Get the shield, freeze the wave here. So, like, also, now you're also tanking the wave, right? You're just taking a little bit of damage. And you're also just not freezing the wave anymore now. And you could have easily just frozen it here by stepping into your W. Like, in general, there's no reason not to step into your W here. Like, zero reason. You get a nice shield, like, maybe it doesn't get you great value, but actually, you could have just gotten the shield and then EQ'd on the Yasuo as well, for example. That would have probably been the perfect line of play here. Just get the shield that you have, like, how much is it? 250 extra HP that... If he trades back into that HP, it doesn't matter at all to you, right? It's not your actual HP, and you will just have it again in 20 seconds. So, you know. And now you also don't have as good of a wave set as you could have. It's still fine though, because this Yasuo was just perma-shoving, so that's why he was constantly getting ganked, of course. Sadly, you missed your Q here. It happens. Like, this is not the stuff you need to focus on, missing Qs and whatever. Because it happens to literally the best Echoes in the world. And then here, yeah, nice, you get him. And then here you also wait for the Q, that's definitely good. You don't throw it in the wind wall or anything. But yeah, like, this Yasuo got stunned quite a lot like this, actually. In higher elos it won't happen as much, but it will still happen sometimes. And yeah, like, these cannons and whatever, again, it's uncontested, you should really be getting that. It's like, a cannon is basically a sixth of a kill or whatever in the early, that's not nothing. Especially for being able to complete your items, of course. Like, for cannons, even I would say just use your E sometimes. Just to make sure not to miss them. Do you have it up here?
I've got like a bit of a blind spot for it after it gets like even, you know.
Yeah, just E. Like, just E at this point. Make sure that you get it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's good that you don't just screw the web. It's good that you just hold it, because also, right now he's missing all of those minions, right? You seem to have that understanding. That's definitely, like, way above average for a bronze player. To have that understanding that he's losing all of those minions because they're just clearing them, and he's not there. At some point, of course, you want to start shoving with Ekko because he's simply so good at it. Like, at this point, you could actually start shoving, I think, with your items. But also, there is, of course, a reason to just keep this guy in lane and bully him because you're beating him quite hard here. Another, like, small trick you can do, you just walk around the corner, so you just place your W from outside of vision. And then he has an even more difficult time to react to it. I don't know if that...
Is that because the thing on the ground doesn't show, or because he can't?
Exactly. It shows up, but he will just see, like, the enemies always just see the, like, last part of it flying out. But of course now he sees you, like, making the sound and, like, the animation, you know? And if you're from outside of vision, he doesn't see that. So that's why you should always try to place your W from outside of vision. And another nice trick is with the W is, like, you don't even need to be behind the corner, you can also just be, like, back here. And the max range W is all set out of the always outside of the natural vision.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a good thing to know. And then again, you get stunned. You got a really nice trade-off. Definitely, like, should make sure to not get hit. But like, this is the kind of awareness you can easily have, right? That the fact that this guy, he has his Q stacked up here, which you can see by the tornadoes going around him. Then just like, as soon as he's unstunned, you should be in his head and understand that this guy will probably just try to throw a Q straight at you, so just try to sidestep. You have a lot of movement speed here, it's pretty easy. And you're also quite far away at this point, right? So just try to, like, make a step down or up or something. It should be decently easy to sidestep. Pretty sure you don't die here or anything though anyways, so... Yeah, really nice that you ulted here. That was definitely good awareness. Also, one thing with your mechanics in general, like, you play with the indicators, and I think, honestly, like, one thing that will even improve your mechanics more is just turning them off. like
What indicators, sorry?
in the hotkeys, like the indicators for the abilities. So they just come out right away. It will take some getting used to, but it won't take long. Trust me, and it will just improve your mechanics even more.
I think I've got it. So I just like if I hold Q, so I can see it, but otherwise if I just
I know, but like even that is like it's too slow. It's too slow.
right.
Like it will sometimes just trigger when you don't want it to trigger, and then it will make your combos slower than they could be. And I think you should just be greedy and push in the wave. Honestly,
I think
I mean-
just I had no mana that I.
yeah. I mean but you have mana in like 1 second, right? For the Q, you need 3 mana. So honestly, though, maybe not because Nocturne, of course, could ult on you. So maybe it's the right choice. Actually, I'm not sure. But you see, like you lose a bunch of minions here for that when you're in a pretty winning position.
I felt that at the time.
Yeah. Like now you're definitely in a position to just dominate this lane, although you're not even that much up in XP or in gold, to be fair. And now is actually where you can also start. Like this is why we take the Relentless Hunter. It's just like where you can really just look bot and maybe go there now. Optimally, of course, you should shove in the next wave and then look to roam if you can. Like you might miss the timing in this case, but in a lot of situations you might also still be able to do something. You just shove in waves now and roam. Like go bot here, I guess. Try to kill the Shaco maybe. Unless you of course have a feeling that you can keep killing the lane opponent. I don't know what this guy's even doing. He's just running around the map randomly. I guess you kind of do that here. Like when your jungler is pinging for help, then that's like a sign for you to shove in the wave, right? Because it means that the Yasuo technically has to go answer here, or he just loses the wave. So I mean, you do it in a second, I'm sure, but it could have just been a little bit more decisive and quicker. You know, if you wait too long as well, the next wave will arrive as well, so the wave won't even be under tower.
Yeah, I just missed the timing pretty much.
Yeah, you missed it a little bit here. So if you could have easily shoved this in, yeah. It still turns out very positively overall. Of course, you get the kills here. So that's nice. And at this point, I told you as well in game, like now you're enabled. You're really strong here.
Yeah.
And Riot is even telling you because you have a 300 gold shutdown. Now that's really how it is, right? Like some people don't understand, some people don't even play like it. Like, and I would personally have like spam pinged this guy away, but I guess he was giga toxic, so maybe it wouldn't have. Maybe it would have done the opposite of helping. And then here as well, of course, this kind of gold you really don't want to share with him. You would much rather have it for your own. And then here, like I think you kind of decide you want to go for the plating, but then you don't fully commit and you literally leave it from like one auto attack. But definitely make sure to get that the next time. It was really just one auto attack off.
Yeah.
Like you could have easily gotten that.
I think that was a camera control thing at the time as well, because I was just not looking and I saw yes pop up right below me.
Yeah, but like you know, this champ can't do anything to you.
Yeah.
Like he can run at you or whatever, but like he can't see you and like instantly kill you. So just do that one more auto attack. Maybe he will do something, but you also have Thresh and Fiddle around anyway. So if he wants to do something, you'll probably die for it. And like now you share all the gold with the team again that you could have had your own. And you could have ulted, like just ult next time. There was a really nice ult opportunity on the Yasuo when he was still CC'd as well. Don't be greedy with your ult when you can get a kill for it. It's always worth, basically, unless you die right afterwards. Like here it was right on him and he even had 2 stacks as well and he was still CC'd, so he wouldn't have lived. And like, wait, could you have even... I think you were tanking tower. This guy just went for the ult. You were tanking tower because this guy should not have Zhonya's. Honestly, it was pretty bad by him. If he hadn't Zhonya's, you wouldn't have taken tower aggro and you could have kept following him. Maybe you could have kept following anyways because the tower died. And this guy had 2 stacks. I think you could have just kept following, eat on him, and then he's probably dead here because you're so strong. And at this point, you should just go on the side lane, honestly. Like, the mid tower is down, you already achieved your laning objective, basically, of taking the tier 1 tower, so now you have so much time to just do stuff around the map. Like, you should still go there every now and then, I guess, if your bot lane isn't going mid, to just, like, catch the waves. But like your tower is still here, so it means and their tower isn't, so like, or their tower is further back, so it means they will have to go here more, which gives you the time to just do stuff around the map, and that's how you can have easy game-winning impact at this point. And you also have the rocket tree. I mean, you were kind of looking to go top here, I think, but then you kind of got discouraged because I don't know exactly why. Ah, no, because he died. Yeah, he died. Never mind. Definitely don't do the like red buff here though. I think I don't know this fucking guy. Yeah, I think best thing to do here is just go on the side lane. Honestly, ping the Zeri to just go mid at this point. Go on the side lane. You really want to keep getting solo XP as a solo laner. So yeah, I mean, yeah, just shove in the waves at this point and look to do stuff around the map. That's the easiest way to have a game-winning impact at this point. Probably like just I don't know what this guy's even doing. Ah, it's just a ward. Never mind. So like just go bot here, I guess. Go bot, 3v2 them. This is even slightly risky, I guess, walking up this far against a Nocturne, you know? Because he could ult you. I mean, at this point you're not in a position where you instantly die, of course, if he ults you, but still. Need to respect it a little bit. And then here, they should never be allowed to do Drake in the position you're in. You can definitely contest that. Did you see them walking? I feel like you saw them walking, no? With this? You know, I think you had full info on them doing it. So at this point, you just need to ping for help, honestly, and just, like, try to fight that, in my opinion. I guess your team wasn't super strong here, but you were definitely.
You think I could, because like, I had stats and I didn't want to, like, you know, those guys, like, my team didn't look like they were posturing towards it.
Yeah, but that's why you can communicate with them as well, right? You can just ping for help and whatever, just make the calls. If you're in a good position, people will listen to your calls more often, right? Okay. And then here, like, definitely never have to flash here, like, not in a million years. Even if they would have hard commit, which they absolutely didn't. But, like, first reaction here was just wrong as well. First reaction when those two melee champs walk up to you is just throw a Q at them. Next reaction, place a W here, and like I personally probably would have fought them at this point. You're so strong here. I'm pretty sure you could have just killed them. And like you were so scared. I don't know what you expected them to do, but like that's what I mean, right? It's fair you only played this game for a year, but it feels like you just didn't really know what these champs can do to you in this situation because they really can't do much here. The Nocturne can press E on you, and then what you just do is you Q and then E away and you're out of range. The Yi can press Q on you. And like, cool, yeah, it's kind of annoying. He will follow you with it, but you just need to proc passive and then you can run away as well. And like, in the position you're in, you can probably just take them on. Honestly, you have Ignite up, you have ult up, everything. You're just so strong. And like, with your W especially, if you just place it right away, they really just won't get through that quickly.
Yeah, I think I'm just massively underestimating how strong 3 kills up.
Yeah, and that's why I told you, right? That's why Riot is telling you. Just trust Riot. When they tell that you have like the 300 gold champion, you are strong. Like you really don't need to think yourself. Just like listen to the Riot telling you how strong you are with the bounties basically, and then make your decisions somewhat based of that. And like especially now you flashed away with a massive shutdown, and that obviously sucks a little bit because it makes you more likely to die. It didn't happen, but still. And then here you can see like you just popped one of them after the other, basically.
Yeah, I could have done that 10 seconds ago without.
I mean, you couldn't have done that on your own completely, I'm pretty sure. But you could have definitely, like, chunked them down, and they probably would have been the ones flashing away, so... Right. Like, definitely didn't know your limits there. And like, at this point as well, I think I personally would have went for a Magi. Well, if you hadn't flashed, I would have went for a Magi's here. You were in a very good position. Like, you could have just bought Magi's and tier 1 boots, and it would have been, like, a very solid buy. Definitely without the, like... It's usually, like, the biggest factors for me buying or upgrading to Magi's is, like, do I have 10 stacks? And then the second biggest one is, do I have Flash? Like, because, of course, if you have Flash, you're much less likely to die.
Yeah, I guess
so...
speed anyway, so it's like...
Yeah, and of course, you can also stack it up very easily at this point, right? Like, it's so easy to get kills for you when you're this strong, and it will just accelerate you even more. But yeah, it's honestly the safer buy here, the boots, because you don't have flash. And you're still gonna be able to just pop anyone, basically. In these kind of standups, like, just place your W somewhere. And just do it the same you did in laning phase, basically. Just place your W, see if they don't respect, and if they don't, then you engage. If not, then whatever, you just chill, right? Like, you wait for it to come up again, I guess, or go somewhere else anyways. Like, just place a W somewhere here. Don't let them farm this for free for no reason. Like, let them make a decision to either, like, disrespect the W, which might happen quite often in bronze, or just, like, they have to back up and then, yeah, I don't know, or maybe the fiddle can have a nice ult then or something, right? Like, just use your abilities, I guess. I mean, he actually went for W here again. Just fine. Yeah, and then here, like... again, like, I think the big problem here is just the way you use your E instead of your Q. While running away. Like, always throw your Q back. It slows by quite a lot at this point anyways. Like, at level 5 W, Q slows by 60%, so... just throw it while running away, and then use your E while... like, use your E reactively, right? You use your E before the Morgana flashes here, so you can't really use it to sidestep. So just like, throw your Q back next time, and then wait for them to, like, throw... like, the only real thing you need to think about is the Morgana Q, honestly. Like, just hold your E for that. And then if you have good reactions, of course, you could even ult back here, and you actually would have killed the Yasuo at the same time. Would have been nice, but... yeah, obviously now, you know, like, the Morgana Q lasts for a long time, and they layer it for a long time as well with the more Nocturne E and then the Yasuo knock-up, so you just die. So, like, for example, you told me you're greedy with your ult, but this ult, yes, it might seem bad because you're full HP, but it's obviously good because it will make you live, you know? Using it to just dodge that really important spell. Yeah. So, like... if you have the reactions to use it here, use it. Like, definitely 100% use it because you don't want to die. Like, you have a 500 gold chapter and you have 10 stacks. And you even would have gotten, like, the kill, which is, of course, not, like, something you can really plan, but it would have been funny.
I guess I've just used it in that situation before, and because, like, the shadow or whatever it is more towards their tower, I just thought if I ult,
yeah.
I've got no out.
Yeah, but, like, I guess that's just, like, missing awareness of the fact that you're 100% dead here if you get hit by this spell, right? Yeah. I mean, as you can tell, you just CC'd for, like, 5 seconds, because how long does Morgana Q last? It lasts 2.75 seconds at this point, and then the Nocturne Fear lasts another 1.5 seconds, and then the knock-up and ult lasts another 1 second, so it's like, you know, you would much rather be here un-CC'd, and then you can easily just E over a wall or something. And, like, especially in this situation, you would have been so far away from them, they literally could have done nothing to you anyways. So, like, your chance of escaping there is much better than tanking all of this, because, like, that's literally 0. Now, they still die, though, so it's whatever. And, of course, you're still in a really good position here. But there's been a bunch of situations where you also just didn't really make the decision to farm, of course. Like... or, well, not even that many, you just missed a bunch of farm as well. But, like, in the early game especially, where you just often didn't shove in the wave when you had to. Then here, a nice trick you can actually do, like, if this guy was a little bit better, he wouldn't have gotten stunned here. But, like, a nice way you can get stuns here is just by Eing over this wall and then rocket belting in here. You kind of walk around, you give him vision of you. But, like, since he's not that good, like, a good Yi could just E you here and then, like, Q. Actually not, never mind. That was, it was out of his range. If there were minions, though, there was a later situation, I'm pretty sure, where he could have technically queued minions and then not gotten stunned. But yeah, like, this is fine. The fact that you go for this and whatever, definitely good. You get a stun here, you just one-tap him. Nice. Free kill. And at this point, just shove here, like, push. Get the tower. Like, this is how you open up the map, right? The best way to get closer to victory is just by getting towers. I mean, that's what you go for here. But you also die here, which definitely wasn't necessary. In these situations where Nocturne ults and you need to be a little bit scared that it's on you, don't use your E. Like, hold your E. Hold your E and preferably hold your W. You already used your W, but just hold your E in this situation. Because you might need it to just, like, let's say, dodge the Morgana Q in a second here. And then here, throw your Q. Throw your Q at this guy. Because the way you want to play fights with Ekko is to proc your passive as many times as possible. Right? Like, the fights are so much easier to play with your movement speed, and, like, also you you just want the cooldown of the passive proc to start so you can just kill this guy, right? So throw a Q at him here. Don't walk into his range, but throw a Q, get the 2 stacks, and then try to proc it. And then you can maybe play something here. Right, yeah, so you don't have the E again to just dodge this. So you just get CC'd for a long time. And again, ult here. Ult before the Morgana ult stuns you. It would have put you back here, and then maybe you could have just been running or something, right? Like this again, you just have 0 chance of surviving. So like now you could have ulted.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly where you would have been. You probably would have been here or something, but still. Would have definitely been better than this. Or like now actually would have been the best time to ult, probably because you're like also a little bit more in this direction, then would have been further back. Like I don't know if you live here, but it's still like just ult. Like your ult also not like the longest cooldown, so if you use it here and you still die, you will have it up again for the next time you fight anyways. And with this also you wasted a little bit more of their time even if they get you. So really get into the habit of not just ulting when you're on 1 HP. Yeah, that's definitely the wrong mindset. Hello, why is there a Master Yi ADC and Shaco top? Because this was like a bronze 4 game, I guess. And Thresh is also full AD, by the way. Yeah, if you like, it was solid how you played it. I think perfect would have been to just ult right after the Yi comes out of his Q. So I think you're definitely good, right? It's definitely good. Like some players, they don't prioritize getting to their W, but that's super important, right? Like definitely good that you prioritize getting into your W here. And then also, yeah, just the way you play this is fine. And then here, like now after you he comes out, it would be the perfect time to ult to just kill him right away. But you still get him here, so it's fine. Yeah, no, I guess you have to respect because all of them are coming up again. I don't know why you're giving this up, honestly. I don't think you really need to give I really don't think you need to give this up. You also have ult up again, so you can for sure fight this. Like just pressure them off a little bit here. Just like Q them and whatever. I mean, okay, you need to be a little bit scared because of Nocturne ult, I guess. But also not that scared. Like even if he ults on you, you just place W, you Q him, you proc passive him, whatever. It's not the end of the world. I guess your team is trolling a little bit. They're just not there. So honestly, maybe giving this Drake up is not the end of the world, but they also got soul after that, so that's definitely not amazing. And your Zeri is here, and she's also really strong. So I'm pretty sure you could have just 2v4'd this, honestly, and the Fiddle is also gonna be around in a second. Like just place a W somewhere here. See see if people don't respect it. And then you can always go in with your W, unless there's some hard CC that can hit you, like let's say Lissandra ult or whatever that's point to click. You can generally always go in, proc your passive and go out. Like that's the worst case scenario generally. And also with your ult you're even safer. Like just make sure you don't get hit by the Morgana, of course, then you're not safe, but sometimes you just need to have the balls to go for these kind of plays to have a nice impact.
I mean, I'm a Morgana Q magnet at this point.
Yeah, it definitely is a little bit of the case, but that's why in a lot of situations you could have just held your E to not be such a magnet, I guess.
Yeah.
And then again, like in this situation, it mightn't seem like a mistake because you got the kill, but actually what you should have done here is just Q her and then wait if she maybe flashes away or something. Like just Q her now. And then like last hit with your E after the 2 stacks are applied, because this way like hold your E in this situation. There's no reason to instantly E onto her. Like yeah, sure, okay, it's fine. You still get her instantly because you can just combo her somewhat quickly. But imagine she has flash or whatever, and then you already used your E. She will just escape in that case. So in this situation where you have like really free kills, just like hold your E. Be greedy with it.
Yeah, I'm feeling like I need to hold my E more and
yeah, definitely.
not my ult less.
I guess that's definitely a pretty general statement we can make about your gameplay. And then here, like, there's nobody shoving mid. Like, that's just a mistake, you know? Somebody, like, you should be here alone, either, or you should be mid. But, like, all of you guys being clumped up here is just not good. Like, this just needs to be shoved in, and then you're just putting on way more pressure on the map. Like, you can't do it all on your own, and like, it's just gonna be in this elo where, like, people, no joke, like, even Master Games, people just sometimes, like, not sometimes, like, all the fucking time, people just don't shove in the waves when they need to, but, like, here you're just, I guess if you don't go for this play, you probably just get the tower, honestly. Like, if you don't go under there now and need to hold out, you should just wait for your next wave here, and then place the W, and then attack the tower, you just get it. So yeah, I think I maybe mind controlled you a little bit by telling you to just, like, not respect them. That's maybe why you went for this play, but, like, what you really should just be doing is wait for your wave, place your W, the W will zone them off the tower, you attack it like 3 times, the Zeri attacks it 2 times, you get it, and then you can just go back, spend your gold, and you're happy, and you just go to the next lane, basically, or, like, to the next objective, depending on what's up at the moment. Yeah, definitely. I mean, they even get baited in here. Like, if you see this guy, just place your W somewhere here as well. If you see this guy charging up his ult. Didn't even get an assist for that. And then you flash again. Like, at this point, it's definitely not worth flashing in this situation, in my opinion. Yeah, again, you have a pretty big shutdown, and it's just some random 300 gold kill, and you don't even get that much for it. Like, do you even get the tower here? I'm not sure you do. I mean, you should be getting the tower. I guess you do. So it's okay. I guess at least you got the tower for it. But still, like, be more greedy with the with your flashes at this point. Yeah, this is the second coaching session in a row. So now again, I told you this is a perfect buy. Like, this is so nice. You got Lichbane and you got the Magi's. It's a little bit of a risky Magi's because you don't have flash, but at this point you stacked it to 25 very easily here, so it was definitely the correct buy. Yeah, I mean, see, like, here you used it really well with the placing from outside of vision. Honestly, like, after you killed him, you probably should have just done Nash, and then you could have ended the game in the next 5 minutes. Like, you get this guy here, and then you should just spam ping for Nash, and either they fight you and they all die because you can just kill them, or you just get the Nash and then you pressure them. Like, now you're just wasting time. Nobody's here. Like, literally nobody's here. This is what I wanted to show you in-game so badly. It's like at 21 minutes, you could have just pushed this and, like, gotten the tower at least, maybe even the inhib, depending on how quickly the others react. And we have info on a lot of them as well. Right? We have info on Shaco being top. We don't have info on the Nocturne. Okay, he can ult or whatever anyways, but he doesn't even have... Now, we could even know that he doesn't have ult because everyone knows when Nocturne ults because everything gets dark. And we have full info on these guys. And you just killed the Yi. So we literally know that, like, nobody's here to death, so that's where you really just can have a much, much bigger game-winning impact by just pushing there. And, like, you should not be clearing wards ever, honestly, as I could. Not like ever, but it's not really your job. You're not a janitor.
Okay.
So, like, now you're just chasing this guy, basically, right? Even though he's on the other side of the map. Well, you could have just cleared this tower. So all of this time that you're just spending here is basically wasted.
You're around the jungle doing nothing.
Yeah. No, nice, yeah, it's good, you get the shield and whatever. You missed your Q, doesn't matter, you're so strong. And this time you actually used the ult to dodge her stuff as well, that's really good, like her Q. I mean, you probably used it as well because you were just low anyways, but it was really important that you used in that situation. And here, like, you really don't need to be so scared. Just stay in there. You're still full HP, just place your W, and then keep playing. Like, so you instantly have your Magi's to 25 stacks. Like, now push. Like, you're still so healthy here, and only the Yasuo's up, and okay, I guess Nocturne's up. Never mind, like, their death counters are not even that long yet, but still, I don't know, like, something needs to happen at this point. You got so many kills. I guess just like at this point, probably the safest play is to just recall and group up for the Drake, which you actually lose in a second because the Shaco somehow steals it. But yeah, I don't know. You should have already gotten the tower before, and then probably with the kills you could have gotten the in. How did this even happen? How did this get stolen? I guess the fiddle didn't have smite.
He TP'd into the rush.
Yeah, this you also like instantly you see this TP, which means you know that he's in here. Just place your W there. And place your W, it will give you vision, and then either he has to queue out somewhere, or like he will just not respect it and die. Or I guess he could use like a good Shaco can use like their ult here to dodge it because he briefly disappears. It says even so like you can dodge the Ekko W if you do it correctly, but I don't know if Bronze Shaco does that even. But no matter what, you want to place your W in here, especially before you go in, right? Like, there were a lot of situations where you did use your W and you used it well, but in this situation, for example, you just decided to randomly not use it, and you almost got punished for it as well. Yeah, like, it was super close, and the only reason for that is because you didn't use your W. Like, your W is literally 800 extra HP at this point. So it's a lot, right? You really need to take advantage of that. And then, like, if a Shaker is ever running up to you like that, no, it's the clone, right? Like, no, it's the clone. No, yes, people in Bronze might not be the best at the game, but, like, not even they play like this. It's like, and especially, like, an AP Shaker is never just gonna auto-attack you like this. He's gonna throw his E or whatever, like his dagger. He's gonna place a box or something, so never E into there. Like, this guy can, of course, like, it's his fault that if he procs this here and dies, but like you should not also get hit by it. And like the AP Shaco boxes, they do hurt. But you were definitely lucky enough that you had a lot of movement speed. If you had less movement speed, I think he would have caught up to you and killed you. Like now, honestly, yeah, just probably should just do Nash. Like you can do it so quickly, and you can force fights as well. Like that's the thing you need to think about. You're 10k gold ahead here. You don't need to get any kills. If you're this ahead, you really don't need to get a single pick or something. You can just do it, and if they want to come and try to contest, you just turn on them and kill them, you know? Like, just force stuff at this point. Like, this is where, like, the fact that this game went on for another 10 minutes is just, like, average Bronze moment, I guess, right? But it really shouldn't. It really shouldn't. You just need to force something at this point because you're in a position to do so, and again, you really don't need to think about it too much because Riot is telling you that there's two targets with a 700 gold shotgun at this point. Like 700 gold means you're just like, how much are you ahead? Like you're 3k gold ahead each, which is massive. These like 10 kills ahead basically. I mean, you're literally 12 kills ahead. So like just know that you're in a position to just do whatever the fuck you want basically. And like again, Riot is telling you that that's the case basically. So just go there, do it. Push and game's over. Pretty much. Like, don't even go for this. This kind of stuff is... Maybe I kind of told you in game, I'm not sure, but like this kind of stuff is so much riskier than it has to be when you can literally like just take this and it's really good. I guess you finally do it now. I mean, it didn't even take you too long, I guess. Definitely like make sure that someone else is tanking next time you're like unnecessarily low here. Yeah, also you don't have the Rabadon, sadly. It's whatever. I mean, they actually got a bunch of objective bounties here. Doesn't really matter though. And then like a very like common thing I guess Shakos like to do is that they almost never queue like in the direction they're running away. Like no joke, 99% of the time they just queue somewhere in this direction. And here it was actually pretty stupid by the Shako to be fair because there's still towers here. Like I think you could have just caught him. Here, I know you were saying, like, in-game you were saying, what a slippery fucker or something. But, like, understand that after this guy used Q, it's a... Okay, never mind, it's actually... How is the Q cooldown so fucking short? That's such a joke. I thought it would be way longer, honestly. So, yeah, okay, I guess he could have been... Yeah, I think it's just the right thing to just let him live. Who cares? He's not gonna achieve anything. So, at this point, just make sure... Push in the wave, maybe even tell your team to group up or something, and then... Just force down the towers. And Ekko is so good at that with his W, because you can always just place the W at the tower and people can't walk up to it to defend it. I think here's where I told you to just like do it on your own. Yeah, see, you one-tap this tower. Now place your W somewhere. I think you do it, I guess. Yeah. I mean, place it more aggressively, I would even say. Place it more here. See if this guy doesn't respect. And then, like, just use the shield to attack if they don't do anything stupid. I mean, that's kind of what you do, I guess. And then all this time, also throw Qs. Throw Qs when people are in your range. Throw Qs, first of all, at this point, they do deal damage anyways. And then they will also apply the stacks, which just, like, help you fight, of course, if you need to fight. I hear you actually went for a nice ult. Definitely respect that. I can't believe you didn't end after this. Always, like, always, when you're pushing the last 2 towers, place a W here. Like, you get so many stuns. And do it from outside, like, do it from here, and then it will be from outside of vision. If nobody spots you randomly here. And, like, you get so many stuns. And even if you don't get a stun, again, you just have the shield to attack the towers, basically. Like, that was just missing here. If you had used the W here, I think you end here. You can definitely force down this tower with the W, and then with the next wave you should just be able to end. Like, literally ignore all the fighting, honestly, here. Yeah, now you also have ult up again, almost. Yeah, again, just place your W, I don't know. You used it so well in the early to mid game, but you really stopped using it in the late game when it's most important. Definitely just, like, use it, it's so important. Place your W here and you literally just end the game right then and there.
I guess, yeah. The cooldown's actually quite short now when you're...
I mean, it's not even that short, but, like, you had it up, right? You had it up for the last 10 seconds here, I think. So, and then also, I mean, I don't know if you had good awareness of this, but, like, I was constantly looking at your old cooldown here. So, like, see, you've been standing here for some time, you can see the clone running in. And now your ult is up again, like, just ult now. Ult now, one-shot this guy. You're literally full HP again because you took all the damage in the last couple of seconds. And then, like, the tower is down, every single person on their team is dead, you just end the game, you know? Okay, now you won't hit it anymore, but, like, even if you ult now, you will still be full HP and you can fight this guy. Like, it's zero reason to die here. Like, really zero reason. It would have been, like, one of the highest value ults you can basically get, especially if you had used it in the one situation where you could have killed. But you literally would have ended the game off of it, no matter when you use it there. And now, it was definitely overcommitted. Like, just running at this guy. Like, wait for him to make a mistake. Don't overcommit, especially not into the blind, into the dark. I guess, okay, we know that Nocturne is top because he's pushing there, but... Like, really...
Yeah. I did play a little bit differently just because I was thinking, oh, well, can I just literally run it down mid and end just to see...
You can, but you misplayed because, again, you just didn't use your W here. Another, like, big thing, right? Like, just use your W here and then you kill this guy 100%. But, like... And that's, like, a little bit confusing because you did it all the time in the laning phase, right? You just kind of stop, like... Just here, before you use any other spell, just place your W here and then engage on him. Just so you have the shield. You won't stun him, probably, because you will keep running, but at least you have the shield to fight him, right? And then, also in this situation, you didn't respect the wind wall, so you put your Q into the wind wall, so you were also not able to kill him because of that, and then you ulted too early. Like, you were too scared, honestly. Like, did this guy even have his knock-up yet? I'm not sure. Like, he didn't even have his second Q yet, so he couldn't have even knocked you up, so there was zero reason to... what the fuck? There's a level 1 Yasuo here. But there was, like, zero reason to ult back there with half HP, you know? So here you were just a little bit too scared, in my opinion. Yeah, like, not in my opinion, you were definitely a little bit too scared. And then you also got punished because you just used everything, you know? And this just extended the game for such a long time for no reason. At least you get the Drake here without any big trouble. And then here, like, honestly, just ignore this guy. Again, there's 2 people dead on their team. And if you just walk up to the Nexus now, they won't be able to defend you. You have an Elder. Like, Elder is so OP. You know, like, you're already one-shotting people, but now you're, like, double one-shotting them, basically. So, yeah. Okay, this time you actually place your W here. Yeah, again, you just didn't use your ult, right? And also for no reason you kept standing in the Shaco box, and you like I guess didn't have any awareness of the Yasuo Qs. You were like a little bit too tunnel vision on the Nexus. Like he stacks his tornado up and you just don't respect it. Like at this point, yeah, just like ult now, of course. Ult now, you are full HP again, you will be able to auto attack twice more and then it's done. So yeah, like this game, like these last 5 minutes were really unnecessary, I guess.
Yeah.
And like in really unlucky games, you might even lose after that, and then of course it feels horrible.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely just like make sure to use all your spells, especially in late game. That's for sure something very noticeable, I guess, in this game. The fact that you used all your spells really well, like in the earlier stages of the game, but the later the game went on, the less you used them, when actually you should be starting to use them more and more. But yeah, as I said, overall I think you're definitely above average for a bronze player, especially mechanically. Just like a bunch of it is just about like really knowing how to have the game-winning impact. I guess one thing I want to show you really quick is just like the reason you should have your the thing turned off, like the indicators. Where the combos can be a bit quicker. Do you have any questions right now? Maybe?
Not really, man. It's pretty clear. Like, I guess it's just a matter of like capitalizing on it when I am ahead.
Yeah.
Overdoing it, obviously.
That's a big thing. Like, obviously, there's a lot of stuff I could have, a lot of other stuff maybe that like goes more into more advanced mechanics and whatever. But like, we should definitely take it one step at a time. Like, you're a bronze player, so like, there is gonna be a lot of stuff you will just automatically learn by playing the game more, of course, as well. So I think the most important stuff is really just to actively try and have a game-winning impact in your game, especially when you're in these like really good positions. So see, like, this is how the combos can look, right? They can just be like very quick where you're throwing out the EQ at the same time. And with the indicators, it's just a little bit awkward. You're just often doing like this and whatever. You can still do it, but it just, sometimes you might not even do it. Okay, I mean, this is actually fine, I guess, but still, I'm not a fan of it. I think you should just get used to playing without it. It will make your gameplay smoother, in my opinion. And as I said, like, you really get used to it very quickly. And then I guess, like, one small thing is, like, not skilling your ult at level 6. You could start maybe doing already if you feel like it.
I know that, is it Shaolin Ban or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he does it, and like...
I also do it.
High-level players will do it, yeah, exactly. But, I don't know, man. Those little nuances like that, I feel that.
Yeah, it's not the most important stuff, for sure not. Definitely not.
I wouldn't want to not skill it and then be in a moment like a split second where I need to use it and like I have to skill it up. I just think.
Yeah. Definitely not like something to worry about. I guess the only reason I said it to you is because I feel like your mechanics are already like at a level where they're like fine for you to do this kind of stuff, and it's also one of those things where. Yes, I also fucked it up the first 3 times, and that's why I didn't do it for years, and then I just started doing it, and after like 5 games it wasn't a problem, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And I guess also I just want to show you like the rocket welcome you can do. Like, this really quick passive proc, if you manage to do this, like, you'll get to diamond instantly, basically.
Boy, can you do that slowly?
That's the point. Like, I guess, see, like, the important thing is, if you just do it like this, it takes a little bit of time, but the rocket belt can be used as an auto tech reset. So you can do like this and then instantly auto tech. See, like I don't have a lot of attack speed, it would normally look like this, but you can do like this and then it just does a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
So the important stuff is you want to proc your passive as quick as possible, and the rocket belt allows you to do that. But yeah, let's just forget all that. Like that's more advanced. Like let's really forget that, I guess.
With that combo, you're Eing in. First hits with the E, then you auto, and then rocket belt.
Yeah, the Q flies at the same time, so you basically apply 2 stacks while you're there. Like you apply the 1 stack with your Q, and then your E, and then you do like the rocket belt to quickly auto tech reset and proc your passive, and then you just have like really quick passive procs where people usually are not able to react.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, this is like, you're fucking bronze, like this is not the stuff you need to worry about, it really isn't. So I'm just saying this. Yeah.
I think that's really going to be helpful. Yeah, man. I just need to. I'm gonna rewatch it once you publish.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know yet. I have a bunch of sessions that I had in the last couple of days, and I don't want to upload like coaching sessions every single day. But I mean, you can already watch the Twitch VOD if you want to watch it right away. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna stop recording.